Good evening, everybody. It's so wonderful to see everyone here, notwithstanding the cold weather. Everyone came out. Tonight we have a special speaker. But before we do that, I want to wish a refuah shlema, speedy recovery, to Shimon Yaakov ben Shimon Yonatan ben Rina. Have a refuah shlema, and you should be here in good health, hopefully soon, dancing here. Dancing and learning with us on Wednesday nights. Looking forward to that. This Sunday night at 7 o'clock, we're going to have a special speaker here, right from this podium. We're really, really excited to have Rabbi with us. And if you haven't yet reserved your seat, please do so, because they are filling up pretty quickly. And we're looking forward to having him here. We have many, many programs going on. We look forward to you just checking them out on torchweb.org. And joining us. We have the great privilege of having Rabbi Chaim Helprin, who's been here with us at Partners in Torah since I think we started Partners in Torah about a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago. And yeah, almost 2 years, that's right. And he's been steady, and his wonderful daughter is here as well every week, learning with her study partner. It really is a special treat to have Rabbi Helprin share a few words with us tonight.
Thank you for the introduction. So Hanukkah's around the corner. Hanukkah is just this coming Sunday night. Looking forward. Some of us maybe looking forward to some presents. Some of us looking forward to the actual lighting. Each and every one of us have our own special thing about Hanukkah. Now, why is Hanukkah called Hanukkah? There are many explanations of why Hanukkah is called Hanukkah. Simply, Chanukah, on this 25th day of Hanukkah, the 25th day of Kislev, rather, they rested. And what does that mean? Rested? That means that they ended up, the war ended. So as we celebrate the 25th day, which is this coming Monday, the 25th day of Kislev. Hanukkah also means, interestingly, Hanukkah means dedication. Like there's a Chanukas Abayis when he dedicates. I'm sure they had a Chanukas Abayis over here when Torch was created, a beautiful building. And we celebrate when a special building, a building of kedusha, a building of holiness, is being built. And Hanukkah is called Hanukkah because we rededicated the Beis Hamikdash, because when the Yevanim came in and they took, they spoiled all everything within the Beis Hamikdash. And then they came, the famous story. Everyone came and they found the oil. Wonderful. Everyone knows the story of Hanukkah. And what they did was they rededicated the Beis Hamikdash. They rededicated the temple. So that's why Hanukkah is called Hanukkah. So Hanukkah is a time of dedication. Hanukkah is a time that we sit back and we reflect and think about. How could I dedicate myself more to whatever cause it is that's going to make me come closer to Hashem? That's going to make me come closer to God. I want to share with you a story, a fascinating story, that has to do with this concept. There was once a boy, he was becoming bar mitzvah. His name is, we'll call him Adam Green. Adam Green, his parents were very wealthy. His grandfather went through the Shoah, went through the Holocaust, and unfortunately didn't survive. But he was survived by his son, who now Adam is the grandson. And his son, Adam's father, wasn't very religious, and he didn't raise his child to be religious. But he said, listen, it comes the time for bar mitzvah, I want you to do something special, and why don't you go to the mall, I'll take you to the mall, and you can buy whatever you want, anything you want in this mall. So Adam's like, yeah, this is great. I'll go to the mall, I'll buy whatever I want. That's amazing. Meaning one thing that you could buy. Yeah, something age appropriate. You can't buy a car, but you can go in and buy something that you want. So I would figure he'd go there and he'd buy a drone, he'd buy something special, maybe a Segway. Who knows what he's going to want to buy? This is a couple of years ago, so maybe Segways weren't around, but he maybe want to buy something very special that's matim to him, that's special to him. So he goes from store to store, and he's looking around, and he finds many things, and he's writing down like what exactly he wants, but he wants to see his options. So he comes to a store that's sort of like is drawn to him, and it's an antique store. A store that has, old things inside it. And he says, Dad, I want to check out the store. So he goes inside the store, and he sees on the top shelf, he sees a menorah, a wooden menorah, and he's just drawn to this menorah. So he goes over to his dad. He says, Dad, I want that menorah. The dad's like, wait a second. Let me see your list. You have like all these things on your list. You want a menorah? What? I don't get it. He's like, yeah, Dad, I want that menorah. Okay. So he goes to the salesman, the owner of the antique store, and he says, I want that menorah. How much is the menorah? The guy says, it's not for sale. He says, why? He said, this menorah is special. This menorah survived the Holocaust and is created by someone in the Holocaust, and it symbolizes something special, and I don't want to sell it. So he says, listen, my son wants this. How much is it going to take? So he goes back. He says, his $100. It was worth probably like a couple of dollars. But he says $100. The guy's like, no. He goes back to the son. He says, you still want this? The son says, yeah, I want this. He says, $200. What, $1,000? And the guy said, $5,000? Sure, take it. It's yours. Everyone has a price sometimes, right? So he sold this beautiful, simple, rather, menorah made out of wood. And his son, Adam, takes home the menorah, and he goes home and he puts it onto his mantle place. And after a little time, he takes it and he starts playing around with it a little bit, and mistakenly he drops it, and it breaks. The father hears this. He comes running in. He's like, what's going on? He was about to scream at him. He realizes, okay, listen, I'm not going to scream at my son. It makes, this was his bar mitzvah present. Okay, we'll fix it. Let's get down. So he gets down to help him to gather some of the materials together of the broken shards. And he sees inside one of the pieces of the menorah is a piece of paper. And this piece of paper has some sort of message on it. And he takes out this piece of paper and he opens it up. And he starts reading it, and it's Yiddish. And he reads it. He faints. He's like blacks out. His family, his wife comes running in and he says, what's going on? They take some water, sprinkle on him, and they revive him. And he says, let me read you what's on this piece of paper. His son, his wife, didn't really know how to read Yiddish. So he reads the following. On it says over a story. It says over a story it said, I took a lot of energy and effort. This is what the letter says. I took a lot of effort and energy to write, to create a menorah. I went around for weeks collecting little twigs so I could create this beautiful menorah, so that I could become the mitzvah of lighting menorah on Hanukkah. But I didn't know that I'm going to survive this. I don't know that I'm even going to survive to be able to light this for one time. So if you're reading this letter, please light this menorah. Light this menorah for me. Light this menorah for my family. To give a little bit of light in this dark world. Signed, Zalman Green, the grandfather of Adam. We live a life full of opportunities. Opportunities of growth. Opportunities of recognizing that Hashem is in our world. Sometimes we need this grand gesture from God. Sometimes we need this saying like, recognizing that Hashem is in our world and is talking to each and every one of us. But many times, all we need to do is just recognize that Hashem is in our simple life, in every aspect of our life. And if we're able to do that, that's the way, a way to be able to dedicate ourselves to Hashem. We first have to recognize that there's a God in the world before we could say that I'm going to dedicate myself to Him. The way that we can recognize Hashem in our world is just breathing, recognizing the opportunities that we have that Hashem does for us. If we do so, we'll be able to dedicate ourselves to Hashem. So what's that one thing that you're going to do? What's that one thing that you're going to be able to do this Hanukkah that you're going to dedicate yourself to Hashem? Have a wonderful Hanukkah, everybody.